So my blog is about from ancient remedy to modern science, ashwagandha taking on stress and sleepless nights, which is an evaluation of ashwagandha's effect on stress and sleep quality. In an era where burnout and poor sleep have been daily routine, millions are moving away from prescription drugs to ancient remedy. Inside the roots of a small evergreen shrub, called Withnia somnifera, lies a compound that is changing how we cope with stress and sleep issues. Its Sanskrit name, ashwagandha, means the smell of horse. For more than 3,000 years, this herb has been a key part for Ayurvedic medicine, believed to give the strength and energy of a horse. And now, ashwagandha has slept out old texts and into the spotlight of modern science. Scroll through TikTok and Instagram, you'll see it sold as capsules, gummies, and even beverage. But have you ever wondered, does it work? So let's look past the hype and explore its function by evaluating both the positive effects and the hidden risk of this botanical superstar. So let's start from introducing how does it work inside our body. So to understand how does it work, we firstly need to look at what happens when you're under long-term stress. There's constant stress, which will disrupt the HPA axis, which is the system that controls the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. When this system goes off balance, the cortisol level will rise, which can harm your sleep, mood, and metabolism. So recent studies have suggested that ashwagandha can help the body handle physical, chemical, and mental stress better. The key players are those compounds called withanolides. Instead of just hiding symptoms, these active ingredients actually fine-tune the HPA axis and calm its overreaction to ongoing pressure. What's more, as its Latin name somnifera, sleeping-inducing, suggests, ashwagandha has long been linked to restful sleep. Its alkaloid compounds have been shown to improve sleep quality, making it a natural option for insomnia and other sleep problems. So after introducing how does it work inside our body, we have to go to the clinical evidence to see does it really have some positive effect to our body? Promise is easy, but proof isn't. So start with stress, a meta-analysis that synthesized data from 9 randomized control trials concluded that ashwagandha intake will result in statistically significant decrease in all 3 primary stress-related outcome measures, with an average decrease of 4.72 points on the perceived stress scale, 2.19 points on the Hamilton Anxiety Scale, and a notable drop in serum cortisol level. These improvements were observed across daily doses, ranging from 125 micrograms to 600 micrograms, taken over periods of 30 to 90 days. Also, in a 2023 randomized controlled trial by Della Porta and her colleagues, daily intake of 600 micrograms of ashwagandha extract for 8 weeks will lead to a marked reduction in cortisol levels and notable improvements in participants' stress coping ability. Furthermore, when it comes to sleep, the evidence is similarly encouraging. Numerous randomized controlled trials and systematic reviews supply compelling evidence that ashwagandha is capable of reducing the time needed to fall asleep, increasing total hours of sleep, and boosting overall sleep quality. A 2025 clinical study on a novel ashwagandha formulation further demonstrated significant improvements in both subjective and objective measures of sleep quality, while also maintaining an excellent safety profile over an 84-day period. So these are positive sides of clinical evidence, but how about the limitations and risks? UK's Food Standards Agency have identified that ashwagandha's associations with have with liver toxicity, thyroid dysfunction, and hypoglycemia, characterized by jaundice and raised liver enzyme levels. There's a critical review in 2026 showing that gastrointestinal side effects, immune hypersensitivity, and endocrine disruption are also related to ashwagandha taken in. Also, there's possible interactions with diabetes, high blood pressure, and immune suppression drugs, and also possible risks on pregnant women, organ transplant candidates. So what does it show for us? Ashwagandha have shown promise as a natural therapeutic option for addressing stress and sleep disturbances, largely through its influence on the HPA axis and control of cortisol levels. Its capacity to boost resilience to stress and enhance sleep quality is strongly supported by both preclinical and clinical research, and it is associated with a milder side effect profile than that of standard medications. Especially its composition with enolides and alkaloids contributes to neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory properties. Yet, despite these positive results, large-scale and prolonged clinical trials are still needed to establish its safety record, especially concerning its use for more than 12 weeks and in combination with other medications. So future research should focus on standardization in this production process and also personalization according to genetic variability and continue investigating full chemical spectrum of ashwagandha. So finally, if you choose to explore ashwagandha, please make sure that start with standardized extract from a reputable brand, and also use the lowest effective dose, and finally, monitor yourself for any unusual symptoms.